They told you to be realistic. They told you to be practical. They told you to play it safe. And that's why most people stay exactly where they are. But you got to be delusional. Because every great thing that was ever built started in the mind of someone who refused to accept reality as it was. You see, the world doesn't reward people who do what's expected. It rewards those who see what others can't. When they call you crazy, smile. When they laugh, keep building. When they doubt you, let that fire burn. Being delusional means believing in yourself when no one else does. It means seeing the dream before it exists. It means knowing that you are meant for something greater. The ones who changed the world aren't the ones who played by the rules. They're the ones who rewrote them. So don't be reasonable. Don't be realistic. Be delusional. Because that's where the impossible becomes possible. Reality is not the limit. The world will tell you to be realistic, to stay within the lines, to accept things as they are. But who decided that? Who set those limits? Who told you that you can only go so far? Every invention, every breakthrough, every revolution started with someone who refused to accept the world as it was. The airplane was once impossible. Electricity was once a fantasy. The internet was a joke until someone ignored reality and created a new one. See, reality is nothing more than the result of what people before you believed was possible. But that doesn't mean it's your reality. Your reality is shaped by your vision, your belief, your effort. The moment you decide to see beyond what's in front of you, that's when you start creating instead of just existing. Most people will live their whole lives inside a box someone else built for them. A box of limitations, a box of fear, a box of, that's just the way it is. But not you. You weren't put on this earth to accept things as they are. You were put here to change them, to push boundaries, to break barriers, to take what people call impossible and make it undeniable. You think the greats before you had it easy? You think they didn't face doubters, haters, setbacks? They saw the same walls, the same obstacles, but instead of stopping, they climbed higher. Instead of quitting, they pushed harder. They didn't let reality define them. They redefined reality. And now it's your turn. Your dreams, your goals, your vision, none of them belong inside the limits of what's been done before. Because reality is not the limit. Your mind is. And the moment you choose to expand it, you step into a world where anything is possible. Greatness starts in the mind. Long before the world sees it, before the results show, before the dream becomes real, it starts as a thought, a single idea, a vision so strong that nothing, not doubt, not fear, not failure, can shake it. Every champion, every leader, every innovator, they all began with nothing but a belief that they could, a belief that they would, a belief that no matter how far-fetched, no matter how impossible, they were going to make it happen. The mind is the battlefield where success is won or lost. It's not your mindset, not your mindsets, not your connections. It's your mindset. Because the moment you convince your mind, the rest will follow. When you tell yourself you're capable, you start moving differently. When you tell yourself you're unstoppable, you start working harder. When you tell yourself failure is just part of the process, you stop making excuses. See, most people wait for proof before they believe. But the great ones, they believe first. They see it before it happens. They trust the vision before there's any evidence, because they know that if they can see it in their mind, they can hold it in their hands. That's why you have to guard your thoughts. Feed your mind with what builds you, not what breaks you. Surround yourself with voices that push you forward, not ones that pull you back. Because the world will try to plant seeds of doubt. It will tell you what you can't do, what you shouldn't try, how the odds are against you. Ignore it. The only thing that matters is what you believe, because your mind is the soil where your future grows. And greatness doesn't start with money. It doesn't start with luck. It starts in the mind. Ignore the doubters. They will come. They always do. The moment you start thinking bigger, moving different, chasing something beyond the ordinary, they show up, whispering in your ear, telling you it's not possible, laughing at your ambition, reminding you of every reason why you won't make it. And if you listen, if you let their voices creep in, they will steal your dreams before you even take the first step. Doubt is a poison, and the people who spread it are already infected. See, most doubters don't hate you. They hate what you represent. They see you trying. They see you believing. They see you pushing past the limits they've accepted for themselves. And that scares them. Because if you succeed, it proves they could have too. So they do everything to keep you down, to keep you at their level, to make sure you never rise higher than the cage they built for themselves. But listen to me. You don't have time for that. You don't have time to explain yourself. You don't have time to prove them wrong. You don't have time to argue with people who have already given up on themselves. Your energy is too valuable. Your vision is too important. And your purpose, it's bigger than their opinions. So let them doubt. Let them laugh. Let them talk. Because while they're busy watching, you'll be busy winning. Faith is stronger than fear. Fear whispers, what if you fail? Faith answers, what if you fly? Fear says, you're not ready. Faith says, you have everything you need. Fear will try to paralyze you, keep you small, make you doubt yourself. But faith moves mountains. Faith walks through fire. Faith doesn't wait for the perfect moment. It creates it. Every great achievement, every bold decision, every unstoppable person was fueled by faith, not fear. Because fear is a liar. It magnifies the obstacles. It makes the fall look further, the climb look steeper, the dream look impossible. And most people believe it. They let fear control them, dictate their choices, shrink their potential. But not you. You weren't built to live in fear. You weren't designed to play small. That dream in your heart, that vision in your mind, it wasn't placed there by accident. It was given to you for a reason. And if you have the courage to believe in it, if you have the faith to take that first step, even when you can't see the whole path, nothing can stop you. Because faith doesn't need guarantees. It doesn't need perfect conditions. It just needs you to trust. To trust that every step you take will reveal the next. To trust that every failure is a lesson, not a loss. To trust that the power inside you is greater than anything standing against you. So when fear knocks on your door, answer with faith. When doubt creeps in, drown it out with belief. And when the world says it's impossible, prove that nothing is. You don't wait until you believe to start. You start, and that's what makes you believe. Most people sit around waiting for confidence to show up. waiting for the perfect moment, waiting to feel ready. That moment will never come because belief isn't something you wait for, it's something you build. One step at a time, one rep at a time, one risk at a time. You take action, and suddenly your mind starts to shift. The doubts get quieter. The fear loses its grip because now you have proof. Proof that you are capable. Proof that you can move forward. Proof that no matter how small the step, you are no longer standing still. See, confidence doesn't come from wishing. It comes from doing, from showing up when you don't feel like it, from pushing forward when it's uncomfortable, from proving to yourself over and over again that you are built for this. That's why the most powerful thing you can do when you feel stuck, when you feel unmotivated, when you feel unsure, is move. Take one step, do one thing, and watch how that small action shifts everything. Because once you start, momentum kicks in. Once you start, doubt fades. Once you start, belief is no longer just an idea. It's a force driving you forward. So don't wait for belief to find you. Go create it. Rewrite the rules. The world will hand you a script. It will tell you how to live, what to chase, what's possible, and what's not. It will say, follow the path, stay in line, don't question. But who wrote those rules? And more importantly, why should you follow them? Every breakthrough, every revolution, every game changer came from someone who looked at the rules and said, not for me. They saw beyond the lines. They refused to accept limits. They didn't ask for permission to be great. They just decided to be. And now it's your turn. You don't have to do it their way. You don't have to take the road they paved. If there's no door, build one. If there's no seat at the table, make your own. If they say you can't, prove you can. Because the moment you realize the rules were written by people no smarter, no stronger, no better than you, you understand you have the power to rewrite them, to reshape what success looks like, to redefine what's possible. The greatest mistake you can make is believing you have to follow the script handed to you. Tear it up, write your own story, and make them read it. Let doubt be your fuel. They'll say you can't do it. They'll tell you it's impossible. They'll laugh, they'll criticize, they'll remind you of every reason why it won't work. Good. Let them doubt, let them talk. Because every time they say you can't, they're giving you fuel to show them you can. Doubt is not your enemy, it's your energy. Most people run from doubt. They hear it, they feel it, and they stop. They let it weaken them, break them, keep them small. But the ones who make it, the ones who rise, who build, who succeed, they take that doubt and turn it into fire. They don't shrink under pressure. They don't slow down when they're questioned. They push harder because doubt is proof you're aiming higher than most people are willing to go. It's proof you're stepping into something bigger than the ordinary. And ordinary minds will always doubt what they can't understand. So let them. Let the critics talk. Let the non-believers watch. Because while they're standing still, you'll be moving. While they're complaining, you'll be building. While they're doubting, you'll be proving. And one day they'll look up and realize the person they once doubted is the one they now admire. Be the exception. Most people settle. Most people accept the life they're given, not the life they truly want. Most people play it safe, follow the crowd, do just enough to get by. But not you. You were not born to be average. You were not meant to fit in. You were made to stand out, to rise when others quit, to push when others stop, to keep going when the rest turn back. See, the world is filled with rules, expectations, and limits. It will tell you, this is how things are done. It will say, don't aim too high. It will warn you, not everyone makes it. And that's exactly why you must be the exception, because the people who change the world, the ones who achieve the impossible, the ones whose names are remembered, they didn't follow the script. They wrote their own. They worked when others rested. They believed when others doubted. They refused to accept anything less than their full potential. And now it's your turn. You don't need permission. You don't need approval. You just need to decide, will you be like everyone else, or will you be the exception? Be the exception. Most people settle. Most people quit. Most people dream small, aim low, and accept whatever life hands them. But not you. You weren't built to be like the rest. You weren't meant to blend in, to follow the crowd, to live an average life with average results. You were meant to stand out, to break the mold, to do what they said couldn't be done. And that means you have to think differently, move differently, believe differently. When they say, take the safe route, you take the bold one. When they say, wait for the right time, you make the time right now. When they say, be realistic, you stay delusional enough to turn the impossible into reality. The truth is, most people don't succeed, not because they can't, but because they won't. They won't put in the work. They won't take the risks. They won't believe in themselves when no one else does. But you will. And that's why you'll be different. That's why you'll rise while others stay stuck. Because you made the choice. The choice to be the exception. Embrace the struggle. Everybody wants the reward. Everybody wants the success, the results, the moment where everything pays off. But nobody wants the struggle. Nobody wants the early mornings, the late nights, the failures, the frustration, the sacrifices. That's why most people never make it. Because when things get hard, they stop. But listen to me. The struggle is the way. It's not an obstacle, it's the path. It's what separates the ones who want it from the ones who get it. You don't grow without resistance. You don't level up without pressure. You don't get stronger by avoiding pain. You get stronger by walking through it. So when it gets tough, don't run. When you feel like quitting, push harder. When the pressure rises, step up. Because struggle is not your enemy. It's your greatest teacher, your greatest strength, your greatest advantage. So don't just endure it, embrace it. Because on the other side of struggle is everything you've ever wanted. Make them remember you, not for what you said, not for what you planned to do, but for what you did, for how you showed up, for how you refused to quit, for how you walked into every room, every challenge, every battle like you belong there. Because you do. Most people live their lives in the background. They play it safe. They follow the rules. They do just enough to get by, just enough to fit in, just enough to be forgotten. But you weren't put here to be forgotten. You weren't given dreams, ambition, and vision just to play small. You were built to make an impact, to shake things up, to leave your mark so deep that the world has no choice but to remember your name. And that won't happen by waiting. That won't happen by wishing. That won't happen by seeking approval from people who never had the courage to chase their own dreams. It will happen because you dared. You dared to be bold. You dared to take risks. You dared to bet on yourself when no one else would. And because of that, because you kept going, because you never backed down, because you made it happen, the world will have no choice but to recognize what you did, because legends aren't made by chance. They are made by choice. And today, right now, you have a choice. Blend in with the crowd, or stand so tall, so strong, so unshakable that they will never forget you. So now, the choice is yours. You can stay where it's safe, where it's comfortable, where doubt and fear keep you trapped. Or you can break free. You can rewrite the rules. You can embrace the struggle. You can turn doubt into fuel, fear into power, and setbacks into comebacks. Because reality is not the limit. Your mind is, and the moment you decide fully, completely, without hesitation, that you are unstoppable, nothing in this world can hold you back. So go. Be bold. Be relentless. Be delusional enough to believe in yourself when no one else does. And when it's all said and done, when the world looks back at your story, they won't just remember you. They'll remember the moment you proved them all wrong.